Okay, guys. So in this video, we'll be looking at how to build the feature where Sonia is going to be able to tell us to play a music. We've done successfully done. If you go out test out the previous feature, which was to tell us a video, play with it. You will add things to it or mess with it, play around with codes. And so at this point, we're going to be requesting Sonia for playing a music for us. So we don't have that skill yet ready. We've not built that skill. Though so Sonia knows she could perform a music skill. She could play music for us because we've told her, okay, you have here as your skill as a data type of music and song. But there's no method that would help Sonia, right? There's no method that will help Sonia, just like the riddle method. We don't have a method that is going to help tell Sonia or teach Sonia how to play the music. So here we have to now declare that method. We call that method called play music. Inside of the method we call self, and then we still want to have access to the music, the name of the music. Remember, we need to get the name of the music from the user. And then inside of here, what we'll do is, first of all, Sonia is going to speak F and to say playing, we'll have access to this music name. I'll copy this, put this, paste it here. And this is not going to be too much complicated, just like the riddles part. Just a quick hint. I'll explain why I did this. Hold Control C on your keyboard to stop music. So playing the music you requested, and then she will tell you just a quick hint, um, a full stop. Hold Control C on your keyboard to stop music. So the reason why we're doing this is basically telling the user that okay, if you want to stop the music, just press Control C on your keyboard, and then the music will stop. Do you get? So that's why we're doing that because we're not using voice to interact with Sonia. So that's why we're doing this to use Control C to stop the program from running. We would have done this by just collecting an input from the user, telling the user that input stop if you want this to stop, but that will not work because remember the Sonia.speak is, if we look at it here, we have this run and wait, right? So whatever is coming after this would only finish running. As soon as this finish running, that is when the user is going to be able to execute that. But that is not enough reason for us not to use input. The reason why we're not going to use input is when we use the second library or a package or module, whatever you want to call it. When we use that, that is not going to let us interact with Sonia anymore because it's going to, like I said, this is a more advanced concept. It is about multi-threading and multi-processing in Python. So I can't go in further to explain this any further because it looks so confusing. If you really want to understand this more better, look at multi-threading, threading, and multi-processing. This will explain everything better. But for now, we cannot. I'll still explain again when we try to use a library. So in here, we'll just print out for visual purpose, telling the user control for C to quit stop music. Yeah. So Sonia will speak, and then the next thing we need to do is now we need to play the music. But let's just test this for now and see if it works, right? So at this point, yeah, play music. We have to play music. We have the video. Save this. Remember, there's one more thing we need to do. We need to validate. Remember, we always need to check what the user is trying to tell Sonia to do. So we've checked here, right? Sonia check this will return riddle or maybe an empty list or something else inside of it. So if this now is equal to riddle, Sonia knows that okay, I need to perform a riddle. So she's going to call this riddle function. And when she calls this riddle function, this is what is going to run. But now what if now when supposed to say elif check tax equal to 0. What if it's equal to user is trying to tell us to play a music, right? User is trying to tell us to play the music. So what we want to do is we want to call this play music function that we declared here. So we say self play. That's it. So we'll be testing this in few seconds. I first hope everything is correct. Oh, sorry, we didn't pass the music name, so we have to pass that inside. We have to pass that inside of this function. So we're passing music name. Remember, this is it. We receive it here as a parameter, and then we have access to it here. But how do we get the music name now from this user? So whenever Sonia understands that, okay, the user is trying to tell me to play music, the first thing we want to do is ask the user. Sonia is going to ask the user, what would you like me to play? At this point, we all know we use the Sonia dot speak. What would you like me to play? Yeah, one more thing, you can move all of this inside of this function and just put it here. But I actually left it here. I just it's anyone works, anyone works. As far as it's the task you're trying to tell the Sonia to perform is a music, so anyone works. So I didn't want to like overbulk this function with too many things. I just had to call this here. So when she says this, what's going to happen is that we need to now create a variable, then get the user music, right? And in here we say enter music title, the title. Yeah, put on a space. So we'll just have access to this music name now, which will be entered inside of this impute function. We'll take this music name, pass it inside of the music, play music method as an argument, and inside of the music play music, we receive it as a parameter, and then we have access to it. So let's just test all of this and then see for ourselves if it works.
Hello, I'm Sonia, your virtual companion. Here is a list of what I could do. What's your name? Nice to meet you, Mark. What would you have me do? What would you like me to play? Playing memories. Just a quick hint. Hold Ctrl C on your keyboard to stop music.
So you could see she prints out and then she tells us she's playing the music. So so that's it. This was what she said when we called the method responsible for that. That was what she said. Now, so in the next video, we're going to be looking at how we are going to play this music now and not just returning to our console play new music. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll be playing the actual music for that will be requested for Sonia.